Are you curious about how to avoid being harassed by others? You have to comprehend this first. You've never really been disturbed by anyone. It's your response that irritates you, and you become untouchable if you can see that clearly. Consider it. Someone cuts you off in traffic, ignores you, or insults you. You feel uneasy right away. However, what was the source of the disruption? What did they do, or how did you interpret it? In actuality, people act in certain ways. However, the instant you allow their actions to dictate your mental state, your suffering starts. This is really selective, have you noticed? You dismiss a nasty remark made by a stranger. However, it stings if your parent, boss, or lover say the same thing. Why? Because in your narrative about yourself, you give those people weight. The ego is touched by their comments and exclaims, "How dare they?" to never be bothered. This relationship must be obvious to you. They don't say that. It is the degree to which you cling to your self-concept. When you release that hold, their words will be reduced to mere noises. A monk is the subject of a narrative. For hours, a villager yelled at him, cursed, and made fun of him. However, the monk stood, smiling and composed. He later responded, "If someone offers you a gift and you decline it, to whom does it belong?" When asked why he did not become irate. Insults are presents that you can refuse. They stay with the sender if you reject them. Imagine living that way now. You know that the noise is theirs, not yours, so you could ignore it even if the world yelled. That's true freedom. Controlling other people does not lead to freedom. No matter how hard you try, unpleasant, judgmental, and uneducated individuals will still exist. They'll remain exactly how they are. The ability to select your answer is the only freedom that is worthwhile. To walk away rather than fight, to chuckle rather than lash out, to inhale rather than scorch. You never get disturbed this way, not by keeping the world quiet. However, the waves will crash if you realize that your strength is determined by how you interpret it. You may either learn to surf or drown in them. I would like to know why you allow others to reside inside your head. When someone irritates you in the morning, you continue to relive the incident, lick the scar, and retell the tale over and over again in the evening. Maybe they forgot. While you continue to argue with their ghost in your imagination, they're sound sleeping in their bed. Now who's troubling you? Not them. It's you. They make their own chains. The door has been unlocked. You have to realize how much of your misery is simply you carrying on the conversation long after it has stopped if you want to be unbothered. It's not just strangers, though, is it? The people closest to you are the ones that annoy you the most. Your partner, your friends, and your family. Why? Because you anticipate that they will follow your script. You feel betrayed when they don't. Can you see, though, that they never consented to follow your script? Like you, they're improvising. You demand that they be different from who they are, which is why they annoy you. The burden vanishes as soon as the demand is dropped. Your peace is no longer dependent on their performance, even though they could still act stupidly. What if you allowed people to be who they are, not trying to alter them, not trying to fix them, nor even demanding that they understand you? Then you are free because their behavior can rise and fall like the weather, and you remain consistent. This is not indifference. It's lucidity. You can still love. You can still care, but without connecting your happiness to their mood. You have to master this art to never be disturbed. Allow individuals to be as erratic as the clouds in the sky, and quit constantly pleading with the skies to accommodate your preferences. Let's now address the ego, which is the source of the problem. The person you believe yourself to be is your ego. Additionally, this persona is brittle, constantly seeking approval, and constantly terrified of being rejected. It inflates when you receive praise. It deflates you when someone criticizes you. To them, you resemble a balloon. However, the person they compliment or disparage is merely a concept or a narrative. That story is not you. The consciousness that underlies it is you. As soon as you see this, opinions stop bouncing around you. You no longer cling, thus you are untouchable. Imagine a performer on a stage. The character may appear degraded if the audience drinks, but the actor is aware that it is just a part. The same is true for you. You, the consciousness, are never hurt, even when the ego may be humiliated. The person who understands this lives life with a sense of lightness. Actions and words may occur, yet they go through a hallway like echoes. They're no longer sticky. The goal of never being troubled is to ensure that no one is inside to cause harm, not to erect stronger barriers. You stay free while the play continues. Frequently, when someone criticizes or insults you, they're not referring to you in any way. They're talking about themselves, their dissatisfaction, anxiety, and rage. In an attempt to ease their personal load, they project it outside. You carry what was never yours if you absorb it. However, when you look at it closely, you realize that this is their storm, not mine. After that, you let it go. Learning to distinguish between what belongs to you and what belongs to others is the key to never being troubled. Keep what is helpful and discard the rest. Many individuals think that erecting walls, ignoring people, cutting people off, and isolating oneself are the best ways to avoid being harassed. This is just another trap, though. To be at peace, you must isolate yourself if necessary. You're not free. You're brittle. Standing in a marketplace, observing the commotion, hearing the noise, and maintaining composure is what it means to be truly free. To remain still during a storm. Being by yourself in the forest can make anyone feel at ease. However, the person who is unfazed by the throng has found true strength. Let's talk about rage. What do you typically do when someone lashes out at you? You respond by getting angry yourself. Their fire then turns into yours. Then again, who is in charge? Indeed, they are. You carry the flame after they light it. Instead, picture allowing the flame to extinguish before it reaches you. Sometimes silence has more power than a response. Sometimes a laugh is more incisive than an insult. To be unconcerned means to master the art of avoiding catching every fire that comes your way. Certain fires must be picked up in order to burn. Consider water. It does not resist when struck. Instead, it yields and cannot be hurt in the process. Nothing is gained by the sword that slices through water. The same is true for you. No one can really hurt you if you can be as soft, pliable, and unresisting as water. They can yell, taunt, and make fun of you, but you stay nimble and unfazed. This is not a sign of weakness. It is the strongest, because water goes around every obstruction while stone might be broken. You have to learn to flow if you want to be ignored forever. This is another secret. You are annoyed by people because you expect them to be patient, kind, and wise when they are not. Have you noticed, though, that you are not always patient, kind, or wise? Why expect others to provide something you can't always provide for yourself? Humans are clumsy travelers like you, and their blunders become less painful when you accept that fact. The angry phrase, the impolite driver, and the stupid choice all become less personal and more relatable. Irritation is replaced by compassion, and compassion is unaffected. How do you stay calm when people insult you? A guy once asked a wise man, "If a dog barks at you, do you bark back?" The wise man asked. Laughing, the man said, "Of course not." "Then why bark back when a man does?" the wise man asked. Realizing how foolish it is to give up your tranquility so cheaply is the goal, not dehumanizing others. Leave it alone when someone barks. You don't have to use loudness to prove yourself. The loudest response is frequently silence. Here's something more profound now. What if your teachers are the ones who are bothering you? Consider it. You are not free. The person who annoys you is merely pointing out your specific location. They show the buttons that are still inside of you. You may think you were enlightened without them, but they put you to the test. They highlight your weaknesses. You develop if you make use of these times. You claim that they showed me my work rather than that they ruined my day. Even the most obnoxious people join you on your journey to liberation in this way. The intelligent do not hate adversity because of this. They embrace it as every annoyance and insult serves as a reminder of your remaining attachment points. Instead of losing your temper when someone cuts you off in traffic, imagine thinking, here's my chance to practice patience. Or rather than defending yourself when someone gossips about you, you may consider, here is my chance to practice letting go. All of a sudden, everyone becomes your guide and life your teacher. Never being concerned means embracing every problem as an opportunity for personal development rather than avoiding it. Now, some would wonder, but what if I'm exploited? Shall I allow them to pass me? Not at all. Being unconcerned does not imply weakness. It entails being explicit. You don't have to be angry to set limits. You can leave without feeling resentful. Saying no doesn't make you feel bad. Noise is not necessary for strength. The wind does not dispute with a mountain. It just stands. A doormat is not someone who is never troubled. They are immobile, serene, and substantial. And their yes and no have much more weight because of their silence. Consider your strongest acquaintances. They don't blow up at every slight. Every rejection does not cause them to break down. They grin. They have breath. They continue. Others also feel more at ease when they are around them. Your tranquility isn't just for you. It spreads easily. You allow others to lay down their weapons when you're not disturbed. One peaceful soul can quiet a room full of rage. And if you choose not to succumb to the craziness of reaction, that serene spirit might be you. So, how can you actually put this into practice? First, consciousness. Be aware of your triggers. Feel the temperature increase. Hold on. Don't act hastily. A second viewpoint. Is this really important? Will this moment matter when you're on your deathbed in a week or a year? Not usually. Third, let go. Refuse to let their noise consume you. Get back to them. Repeat these instructions several times, and the chains come loose gradually. Where you used to be angry, you now smile, and where you used to fight, you now walk away. That is advancement. Freedom is that. Also, keep in mind that you have no control over the world. There will be impolite people. People will be unjust. You will be misinterpreted by others. However, you always have the option to give them your peace. Consider your tranquility to be a gem. When someone asks for it, are you going to give it away? Or, knowing it's all yours, will you keep it close? The unbothered person guards their gem, but is neither aloof nor frigid. They do not cede control of their minds, but they do share affection, humor, and kindness. No one can steal that treasure. Thus, the secret is straightforward. People will always be stupid, but you can stop making their stupidity your jail. To exist as awareness itself, open, unrestricted, and untouchable, is to never be concerned. You'll smile as the rest of the world yells. You will be put to the test, but you will persevere. How are you so calm, so unbothered? You will know, is another question that people ask. The world did not change for that reason. You did, which is why.